Wisconsin DMA and the International Society for Strategic Marketing. Well, let's kick off with some fun. I've been looking for Super Bowl ads to preview, but I haven't been able to find them. So we'll go with my trusty backup Geico, which gives away the story.
Partner. We meet center of town, high noon.
Center of town, high noon.
Nope. Daisy's got last one lessons at noon.
Okay. High 2 o'clock?
I got a spur fitting at 2 o'clock. How's about 3?
I'm getting thrown through a saloon window at 3.
We don't need any more overscheduling, but we could all use more ways to save.
I can squeeze you in between swim class and Kevin's Harper saddle at 3:30.
Thought we was eating beans at 3:30.
Right.
Switch to Geico for more ways to save.
Tell you
What about Tuesday? Anyway, that's too real. I send out a link to people, that want to do a meeting, and I say, pick a time that works for you. I'll work it out. I guess there just isn't enough of that. And so if you need to talk, there's a link. I think there's even a link in my profile that just says, give me a call. Or just try calling. My number is definitely on my LinkedIn. So find me on LinkedIn and give me a call, and that's all we really need. Okay, so anyway, let's do lunch. Okay, Amazon and Nike are eyeing a Peloton buyout. And I wasn't, I'm not that into Peloton. But we've been following this saga and how, all I've learned from Mark Ritson is that almost no matter what the news, it helps. But Peloton has lost, I don't know what they said, 80% of its value? 80%. Losing more than 80% of its value in just 1 year. The stockholders are ready to oust John Foley, and maybe rightly so. They've made a few mistakes, I have to say. The investors are saying that its customers, meaning the electronically plugged in exercise group, probably very high income, its customer base would be extremely attractive to any number of technology, streaming, metaverse, and sportswear companies, only if they sell direct, And so Nike, because Nike has made the move to sell direct in the last few years, and Amazon does, okay, I don't see a lot of value. Here's Amazon and Nike. I don't see a lot of value to Disney or to even to Apple or Sony. But Nike's positioned, to sell them stuff. And they obviously are buying other stuff, that's for sure. So anyway, I just thought it was fascinating. They said marketing the bike. Peloton's chief marketing officer, Dara Tresader, previously told the Drum that marketing the bike as accessible to everyone could help navigate the brand out of choppy waters. Well, like I said, I got one that had a sign on it at a yard sale. It said free. I managed to get it home, and I should ride it more. So now more sports news. The Olympic viewership is way down. What's going on? NBC paid $7.75 billion for the rights to air the Olympics through 2032. And it needs viewers to start tuning in. See, this is tuning in. That's what's wonderful about capitalism. I watched a really good video about how democratic socialism is portrayed as more fair because people get to vote on it. But once it's in, Venezuela, well, then you nationalize health care, you nationalize energy. Who gets any say at all? And you basically get rid of any competition. So there's no other alternatives. You can't vote with your feet or your dollars. You already voted. Once it's voted in, it doesn't get voted out. On the other hand, capitalism, you don't have to watch the Olympics. And maybe that would be true even if it were, in a communist country. But let's look at what they think are the reasons. Okay, the Olympics has already set a new record. It's 43% lower than just 2018's Winter Games in South Korea. And that's a hummer. Only 16 million viewers across TV and Peacock, their streaming thing. Okay, Sarah Fisher at Axios says, put the blame on empty stadiums. Yeah, but the people in the stadiums aren't the ones watching. But it's not much fun to watch. I remember when X Games, you used to see these events, or you'd get on ESPN and you'd see these events like, women's left-handed rodeo or something. And there would be like nobody there. But they were putting it on for 24-hour sports. So empty stadiums might have something to do with it. Nobody's cheering. But here's a couple more. Olympic fatigue. There's been four. There's been, in the last 4 years, there's been 3 Olympics. South Korea 4 years ago, Tokyo 2 years ago, and now this again. Usually, is that right? Oh, Tokyo got delayed a year. That's right. So it was last summer, and now right away this winter. Yeah, okay. I don't know. It's the same number of Olympics as, they just got delayed. And Tokyo had pretty bad viewership too. Okay, so limited footage. Now this was an interesting one because I really agree with that. NBC's crews can't leave the closed loop of Beijing's Olympic Village. I guess there was a Danish reporter that was trying to do a live broadcast, and government officials just ushered him off camera and made him stop. So they don't want the whole story, whatever the whole story is. I don't know what the whole story is, but whatever it is, they don't want it and so they're in control because it's in Beijing. A diplomatic boycott might be a factor, and I think that could easily be. There's been a lot of talk about that. But for me, I've never liked the Olympic coverage in the United States. I've been thinking about getting a really solid VPN where I can tell it what country I want to be in and then watch the coverage. I understand Canada has much better coverage. I would guess Norway or Denmark or, the Northern European countries would have excellent coverage. It might not be in English. Canada would at least be in English. What do I want to watch? I want to watch downhill skiing. At one point in my life, I was nationally ranked as a downhill skier, and I would watch darn near all the races. It's a wonderful sport to watch. I think it is. And sometimes big falls and stuff. Not just the downhill. I like the slalom. Yes, I do. I don't like the judged events in skiing. I think they're kind of made up. But they are, they're fantastic what those guys do up in the air, on those jumps and stuff. So I would like to watch all of that. I also like the Nordic where they have to shoot and then they race and then they have to shoot, and it's really hard to shoot because your heart is racing because you're racing on skis, and then you have to slow down and shooting is an art in itself. So it's really difficult. I like that sport too. I don't like women's figure skating. I don't like judged sports. I don't think it's really a sport. I know people compete in ballroom dancing and in, roller skating dancing and in a lot of other sports that they call sports, but I don't call them sports. So to get a steady diet of the drama of women's figure skating, and they say, well, that gets the viewership. Well, what choice do we have? You have a monopoly. So I think that's the real problem. I think they could literally put a camera on every skier or put on every contestant if they wanted to, and they could let you. They could let you maybe they offer that in Peacock, but I don't trust them enough to buy the package, however much it is. So anyway, sorry about that. Now this is a really excellent article, and I shouldn't have used up all my time. Maybe we'll save it for tomorrow. Millennials aren't always good about aren't always about digital experience. It's just a super excellent. Yeah, let's do this one tomorrow. But I've been wanting to get to this one for a long time. And so, we covered a lot of sports marketing, and I guess that's a good start. Have a great day. Like and share. Your friends will know you're smart. Bye-bye.